All be me 34F, HR director at a giant shipping and warehousing corporation. We're the hidden plumbing of the economy. Car parts, corn, medicine, whatever. If somebody bought it, odds are we hauled it. Company clears billions a year. But the vibes are trapped in the Reagan era. Brown carpet that smells like old pennies. Fluorescent lights that make you feel like you're being interrogated. Management culture is, we own you, but we smile while doing it. They hired me to modernize it. Masters in org psych. Whole spiel. Don't even call myself HR. I'm a culture engineer. Been busting my ass for like 16 months trying to drag a fossil into 2026. My office is the only spot that doesn't look like a waiting room at the DMV. I've got plants, natural light bulbs, chairs that don't squeak like dying animals, rolled out meatless Mondays, renamed the Christmas party into a seasonal inclusivity social, got marketing to commit to like 85% diverse hiring pipelines, hard to quantify productivity improvements. But the vibe, immaculate, except for one nasty lump in this building, a little fortress of the old world that refuses to die. The basement? Officially it's server ops and legacy infrastructure, unofficially it's a dungeon, level B2, past the boiler room, past the janitor cages and mop buckets, no windows, concrete walls, AC cranked to polar expedition. It's the domain of the old guard, 3 guys who have been here since dial-up was a thing. The gatekeepers, Tom, 61, systems architect, Doug, 58, database guy, Walt, 65, network engineer. They're basically unfireable. Every time I try to get them scheduled for a microaggression workshop, Tom replies with a one-line email. Uptime requirements. Declined. They don't join any culture initiatives. No pronouns and signatures. Actually, they don't even have signatures. Just their names in some weird font that looks like it belongs on a bootleg album cover. They're dinosaurs. Last week I decided it was meteor time. I kicked off a full equity plus compensation audit. My target was warehouse pay gaps, forklift drivers, shift leads, that kind of thing. But when I got to IT, I almost popped a blood vessel, used my override credentials to access exec payroll, pulled the files for Tom, Doug, Walt. I actually gasped out loud in my office like a cartoon character. Tom, 205K base, plus executive bonus setup like another 35K-ish yearly, plus stock options. Doug, 189K base. Walt, 184K base. And then I see his benefits and my brain does a hard reboot. Legacy tier package, 100% company paid, healthcare for his whole family, 7 weeks paid vacation, old school pension plan. The kind we stopped giving new hires back in 2006. I start scribbling on a legal pad. Added up, all 3 together cost the company damn near $800,000 a year. Almost $1 million for 3 dudes to lurk in a basement. I check market rates for senior devs in our region. Average is like 110K. These guys are pulling almost double that. Most blatant old boys club situation I've ever seen. Resources hoarded by entrenched white dudes. While I'm out here fighting like it's the Hunger Games to get $600 approved for a lactation space, I needed proof with my own eyes. I wanted to see what almost $1 million of labor looks like in real life. Grab my clipboard, not even for notes. It's a prop, like a cop's badge. Took the elevator down, it only goes to B1 to get to B2. You have to walk the rest. Concrete stairwell, echoes like a tomb. Every step down, the temperature drops. Air starts smelling like ozone, burned dust. And stale break room coffee reach this heavy steel door that says, authorized personnel, only. Swipe my badge, beeps green, door clunks open. The sound hits first, constant low rumble from hundreds of fans. Like the building is quietly growling at you. Rows of black server racks everywhere. Green and amber lights blinking like little robotic heartbeats. Cables overhead like a nest of colorful snakes. And in the middle, a glass-walled enclosure, the fishbowl, their little kingdom. I march right up and push the glass door open. Tom is leaned back in an ancient Herman Miller chair, eyes closed, giant noise-canceling headphones on, feet up on the desk next to a half-wrecked sandwich. Doug is reading an actual paper newspaper, like it's 1999 and he's waiting for a fax. Walt is hunched over his desk with a magnifying glass, tying a fly fishing lure. Not one of them looks up when I walk in. The disrespect is practically a smell. I clear my throat loud enough to be heard over the fans. Nothing. Gentlemen, still nothing. I sharpen my voice. Excuse me. Tom slowly slides one headphone cup off like I'm interrupting sacred meditation. You're letting the conditioned air out. Close the door or come in. No, hello, no, good morning, just attitude. I step fully inside and let the door hiss shut. I'm conducting a departmental workflow audit, I announce, projecting like I'm on a stage. I need to know what current projects are in flight. Walt doesn't even look up from the fishing lure. Woolly bugger, Walt mutters. Green and black, base go crazy for 'em. I blink at him. I mean company work, Walt. Tom slowly spins his chair toward me like a villain in a low-budget movie. The system's green, isn't it? Excuse me? The dashboard. Tom points his thumb at a wall monitor. Big US. Map. Tiny dots everywhere. All of them bright green. Green means trucks are rolling, handhelds are scanning, invoices are spitting out. If the lights are green, we're working. I glance down at my clipboard like it's going to save me. So you're telling me, I say, forcing my voice steady. The company pays you almost $200,000 to watch a screen stay green. Doug finally talks from behind his newspaper, without even lowering it. We ain't paid for what we do, ma'am. We're paid for what we know, and what we can do when those dots turn red. I feel my jaw tighten. That is an outdated labor model, I snap. Modern operations require active contribution. Sprints, stand-ups, deliverables, visibility. Tom laughs, dry, scratchy, like someone stepping on a dead leaf. We don't do sprints down here. We run a marathon that started in 1997. The AS400 doesn't give a damn about your agility. It cares about stability. He slips the headphone cup back over his ear like he's dismissing a child. Now, unless you have a ticket about your email signature, you should exit the secure area. You're raising the humidity. I just stare at them through the glass glare. The confidence, the smugness, the way mediocrity turns into royalty if you squat on a chair long enough. I spin on my heel and walk out before I say something that ends up in a deposition. By the time I'm back upstairs, my hands are shaking. Not from cold, from rage. They were mocking me. They genuinely believed they were untouchable. Fine. I decided I'd prove it with numbers. Spent the next week building a case like it was a murder trial, pulled their ticket metrics at between the three of them, on maybe 6 to 12 tickets a week, and half of those were labeled stuff like batch monitoring, system housekeeping, routine maintenance, basically. Trust us, bro. Nothing measurable, nothing you could audit without living in their dungeon for a month. Then I pull stats for the Tier 1 help desk. Bunch of fresh grads, eager little hamsters, making like $48K, and a promise of growth. Each one closes 40 to 60 tickets a day. Password resets, printer tantrums, software installs, VPN hand-holding, actual work with actual receipts. The contrast is obscene. Old guard does like 1% of the volume for 5 times the cost. And that's before you even touch benefits. I build a slide deck. Title looks like a threat. Operational velocity, converting legacy drag into cloud-first agility. I pack it with every corporate spell word I know. Synergy, scalability, strategic realignment, OPEX reduction, modern stack, digital transformation. I could feel my own soul leaving my body as I typed it. Then I book a meeting with the CFO. His name is Mark. He's 57. Drives a matte gray Porsche Cayman like it's his personality. Mark cares about exactly one thing. The bottom line. I know he's old boys club, but I also know his bonus is tied to operating profit. Show him savings, and he'll eat his own coworkers with a fork and knife. Thursday morning, I walk into his office. Glass walls, golf photo, expensive coffee machine that probably makes more than my first car did. Mark, I say, dropping my folder like it's a bomb. We have a financial hemorrhage in IT. I slide the spreadsheet over, highlighted salaries like warning lights. He looks, whistles low. Tom makes that much? I knew he was up there, but damn. It's indefensible, I say, leaning in. We're paying 3 men almost $1 million a year to maintain a system that should be automated. Mark taps his pen against his desk, thinking, Tom built the warehouse management logic. He knows it better than anyone. He knows ancient code, I shoot back. COBOL, RPG, stuff that belongs in a museum. Mark, it's 2026. We need Python. We need React. We need AI-driven routing and forecasting. These guys are holding us hostage with obsolete knowledge. I click to the savings slide like I'm presenting a miracle cure. We terminate all 3 positions. We hire 3 junior full-stack devs. Hungry, bright, modern, 70 grand each. We start migrating infrastructure to the cloud. Net annual savings. I point at the bold number like it's holy scripture, $620,000 immediately. Plus we kill the pension exposure. Mark just stares at the number. I can literally see the quarterly report forming behind his eyes. 600 grand in savings means he gets to brag on a call, means his bonus gets fatter, means he gets to act like a genius. He finally looks up. You sure the new kids can handle it? Warehouse logic is weird. I laugh, confident, dismissive, the kind of laugh that sounds smarter than it is. Mark, code is code. It's logic. These kids grew up coding. They breathe this stuff. Tom types with 2 fingers. Who do you trust to get us to an IPO-level tech story? Mark nods slowly, like he's signing a death warrant in his head. Do it, but make it clean. Use the restructuring clause. I don't want an age discrimination landmine. I walk out of his office feeling like I'm floating, like I just won a war with a spreadsheet. All week, I'm riding that high, imagining that basement finally empty. Fresh faces, new energy, no more smug headphone guy telling me about humidity. Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. sharp. Classic HR timing, drop the axe when people are already mentally checked out. Minimize workplace disruption, maximize containment. I call them in one at a time. Tom first, he stomps into my office like I interrupted his nap. Doesn't sit until I gesture. Make it quick, he says, irritated. Backup tape cycle starts at 3:30. Gotta mount the reels? I smile like I'm made of glass. You won't need to worry about that anymore, Tom. I slide the folder across the desk to him. Effective today, your role is being eliminated as part of a strategic organizational realignment. Tom doesn't move, just stares at the packet like it's in a different language. Then he looks up at me. For half a second, I see something like actual fear flicker behind his eyes, and then it snaps shut, cold, flat, calculating. So you're firing the team. We're transitioning to a modern infrastructure model, I say, keeping my tone bright, like I'm announcing a catered lunch. Tom gives this short, sharp laugh, not amused, more like someone coughing up a nail. Does Sterling know? Mark approved it. Tom's mouth tightens. He nods once, slow, reaches over, steals a pen off my desk like he owns it, signs the separation papers without another word. Then he looks at me again. Voice drops quiet, almost polite. You realize the documentation for the AS400 bridge basically doesn't exist. It's all custom logic. Doug wrote the routing tables back in 2000. I wave a hand like I'm brushing lint off my blazer. We've got competent engineers coming in. And good code is self-documenting. If it's written well, we'll be fine. Tom stands up. And now he's looking at me like I'm a kid holding fireworks, pity mixed with amusement. You're cutting the brake lines on a semi because you think it'll make it faster. My smile stays glued on. I think we'll manage. Leave your badge on the desk, Tom. He drops it. Plastic clack. Tiny sound, but it hits like a gavel. Good luck, he says. You're gonna need it. Next is Walt, then Doug. Walt actually looks relieved, gives me this tired little grin. Honestly, thank you. My wife's been begging me to retire. I'm buying a boat before I die. Doug doesn't smile, doesn't argue, just grunts, signs, and walks out like he's late for something. Probably a cigarette in silence. By 4 p.m., the basement kings are gone. I stand at my window upstairs and watch them cross the parking lot. Tom gets into a beat-up 2006 Ford sedan that looks like it survived 3 hailstorms. Walt climbs into a pickup. Doug lights up before he even reaches his car. Then they drive away, and I swear the whole building exhales. It feels lighter, like somebody finally opened a stuck window. The patriarchy just got evicted from B2. I waste 0 time. Post the requisitions immediately. Wanted full stack, ninjas, React, Node, Python, AWS, disrupt logistics, high energy culture, ping pong table. I hate myself a little for typing it, but applications pour in like I opened a dam. This is the new guard. I don't hire based on years of experience. That's an ancient religion. I hire on potential and culture fit. People who look like the future in my head. By Wednesday, I've got my cloud squad assembled. Tyler, 26, boot camp grad, JavaScript guy, wears a beanie indoors like it's medically required, has crypto enthusiast on his resume without irony. Sasha, 24, degree in digital media plus interactive dev, super bubbly, lives for UI UX, talks about colors like they have emotions. Liam, 27, self-taught gremlin genius, says he runs Arch Linux, speaks a million miles an hour about optimizing the stack, combined salary, about 195K. I'm sitting there thinking I just pulled off the heist of the century, saved the company a fortune. I skim $30,000 off the savings and renovate the basement, rip out the disgusting carpet, polish the concrete until it looks intentional. Standing desks everywhere, 5 gigantic beanbag chairs that look like they came from a tech bro daycare. Philips Hue lights that shift colors with the time of day. And a $3,200 Italian espresso machine in the corner because morale, the big ugly servers can't move. The AS400 and the ancient cabinets are basically bolted into the earth. So we hide them, put up these tasteful Japanese room dividers, like we're covering a corpse with a sheet. Sasha wrinkles her nose at the beige metal monsters. They're such an eyesore. Bad vibes. First month is pure honeymoon. Cloud Squad is charming. They come to the mixers, join all the Slack channels, use the custom emojis I made like little gold stars. Sasha redesigns the internal employee portal. It used to be a gray page with sad hyperlinks. Now it's sleek, responsive, gradients, motivational quotes that make me want to gag, but everyone else eats up. VP of Marketing tells me, "This is amazing. We finally look like a tech company." I feel vindicated, like I'm about to write a LinkedIn post that makes people cry in airports. How I fired the past to hire the future. Everything is perfect, and then the first crack shows up, week 6, printers. The logistics coordinators start whining. They can't print to the zebra thermal label, printers in the warehouse, the ones that spit out shipping labels all day. And kinda matter. I head down to B2, vibe is chill. Lo-fi hip-hop playing. Tyler spinning in his chair like a bored middle schooler. "Hey," I say, trying to keep it casual. "What's going on with the printers?" Liam looks up like he forgot the rest of the company exists. "Oh yeah, the print server was on Windows NT 4.0. That's literally last century. Super insecure. So I wiped it and put Linux on it." I pause, blink. "Okay, so why can't they print?" He shrugs like I asked why gravity works. "Drivers. Those printers are old. No Linux drivers. I'm writing a wrapper script to emulate PCL, but it's annoying." "How long is annoying?" I ask. He thinks, then says it like it's no big deal. "Maybe a week. A week we ship thousands of packages a day. For an entire week, the warehouse is handwriting labels like it's the 1800s. Trucks get delayed. Drivers scream at supervisors. Supervisors scream at everyone else. We dump like $12,000 into overtime just to keep the place limping. Eventually, Liam gets it working. Mostly. I sell it to Mark as normal growing pains and security hardening. Like, I didn't just watch a modern solution almost kneecap the operation. Mark bought it, hook, line, sinker. I told myself we were past the worst of it. We were not. Crack number 2 shows up, week 8. Warehouse manager calls me. Name's Brock, 6'3", ex-Marine, neck like a fire hydrant, voice like a chainsaw starting. "Ma'am, the hand scanners are lagging." "Define lagging," I say, already annoyed. "We scan a barcode. Beep, then we stand there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Then it finally goes green. It used to be instant. I head down to the basement to talk to the cloud kids. Tyler's got his feet up, sipping espresso like he's on a podcast. "Yeah," Tyler says, like it's no big deal. The old system was using TN something. Basically unencrypted plain text. Super sketchy. So I routed it through a secure WebSocket with 256-bit encryption and a cloud proxy. That adds latency, but it's secure. I stare at him. So you made it slower. Technically, yes, he says, proud, but it's safer. The round trip to the cloud adds a few seconds. That's the cost of security. Brock says they're missing shipping windows because of the delay. Tyler takes another sip and shrugs. Security has a price. Tell them to adapt. So I call Brock back, and I tell him to adapt. There's a pause on the line. Then Brock says, very calmly, go to hell, and hangs up. We missed like 12% of shipments that week. Actual trucks sitting because the scan and go turned into scan and wait and pray. Mark drags me into his office, face tight. Why are we bleeding efficiency? We're modernizing the stack, I tell him. The old system was held together with gum and prayers. We're building a fortress. Fortresses take time. I hold my ground, sell it hard, act like this is all part of the plan. Mark looks unconvinced, but he lets me walk out. Crack number 3 hits week 9, payroll, warehouse overtime doesn't show up. And when warehouse people don't get paid, they don't get upset, they get feral. Turns out the time clock feeds into some legacy app on a server Doug used to babysit manually, like hand-on-the-wheel stuff. Sasha cleaned up the database, accidentally deleted the overtime calc-stored procedure because she thought it was duplicate code. It looked redundant, she says, eyes wide like a kid who broke a vase. We end up cutting like 380 manual checks. HR is on fire. Payroll is on fire. Warehouse morale falls through the floor. Guys are clocking out exactly on the dot out of spite. Supervisors start calling me personally to scream. But upstairs, the office looks incredible. The portal is pretty. Motivational quotes, slick gradients. It's like we remodeled the lobby while the building is burning. I keep repeating the same phrase to myself. Innovation is messy. Innovation is messy. Innovation is messy. Then week 10 shows up, end of quarter. The Super Bowl for logistics. Quarterly inventory reconciliation. Balances the books. Kicks out monster invoices for clients like Walmart and Amazon. Resets inventory counters for the new quarter. If it doesn't run, the system thinks every rack is full, and we can't ship anything new. It relies on the big iron, the AS400 mainframe hiding behind our cute little room dividers. Friday night, 11:30 p.m., batch job scheduled for midnight. I'm at home, asleep, dreaming about my LinkedIn victory lap. 12:12 a.m., my phone starts buzzing. I ignore it, buzzes again and again and again. I finally grab it, half blind. It's Mark, and he sounds wrong, shaky, tight. Get to the office? Now. I throw on a tracksuit like I'm running from the law. Drive in with that cold, hollow feeling in my stomach. Parking lot is packed. At midnight. That's never a good sign. I sprint inside, down the stairs, badge swipe, straight to B2. The basement is chaos, but not loud chaos. Quiet chaos. The Cloud Squad is huddled in a corner, like scared campers. Tyler is crying, full-on tears, face red, snotty. Brock is there by the racks holding a wrench, looking like he's deciding which skull to open first. Mark is pacing, white as printer paper. The room is weirdly silent, fans still humming. But that steady rhythmic chug from the mainframe, gone. What happened? I ask. Sasha looks up at me, mascara streaking down her cheeks. It made a noise, she whispers. The big machine. At midnight it started screaming, like a siren. So we got scared. We thought it was overheating. So we pulled the power. My stomach drops so hard I swear I feel it hit my shoes. You unplugged the mainframe. During the batch process, Liam pops up, defensive, voice cracking. We plugged it back in, but it won't boot. It just blinks A900 on the little display. Mark walks over and grabs my arm, hard, like he's anchoring himself. Do you know what A900 means? No, I say, because of course I don't. Mark's eyes are glassy. I just got off the phone with IBM Level 4. It means head crash, because power got cut while the drive head was writing. The needle slammed into the platter. The data is physically scraped off the disk. I feel my heart trying to climb out of my throat. Okay, I stammer. Okay, fine. Restore from backup. Silence. Heavy, dead silence. Everyone just slowly turns and looks toward the corner of the room. There used to be a tape drive there. Big beige monstrosity. Magnetic reels. Ugly as sin. But it existed. Where is the tape drive? I ask. Liam stares at his shoes. Tyler starts sobbing again, like a kid who knows the belt is coming. We, moved it, Liam says. Moved it where? Storage. Storage where? Tyler chokes out the answer between cries. We threw it in the dumpster. It was huge. It was taking up space for the bean bags. We didn't think we needed it. We have the cloud. You have the cloud, Mark screams. Voice cracks the room in half. The mainframe isn't connected to the cloud. It's air-gapped. The only backup was the tape. Sasha makes this awful wailing sound, like she's just now realizing actions have consequences. Brock steps forward, wrench still in hand, eyes locked on me. I got almost 500 trucks queued outside. I got about $35 million of perishable food on the dock. If I don't get pick lists in 6 hours, that food rots. Walmart sues us. Amazon delists us. Mark turns to me. His eyes are dead, like all the numbers in his head just turned to ash. We're looking at a total loss of operational capability. We're blind. We don't know what we have, where it is, or who owes us money. Fix it, Mark hisses at me. Call them. Call the old team. The begging starts immediately. I sprint back to my office like I can outrun consequences. Hands shaking so bad, I drop my phone. Pick it up, drop it again, screen smeared with sweat and panic. I pull up the old contact list with fingers that won't cooperate. First call, Tom, straight to voicemail. Second call, Doug, voicemail. Third call, Walt, rings. He answers on the second ring. Yeah? Background noise, seagulls, wind, that hollow beachy sound like somebody's holding a phone near the ocean. Walt, it's me. HR. Who? The HR director. Look, we have a code red. The AS400 is down. A900. Head crash. There's a pause. Then Walt lets out this low, long whistle like he's watching a car accident in slow motion. Head crash during a batch run? Oof, that's catastrophic. You nuked the partition tables. Yes. Can you come in? We need you to rebuild it. Can't, Walt says, almost cheerful, like he's telling me the ice cream machine is broken. I'm on Sanibel Island. Just ordered a pina colada. Extra pineapple. Walt, please. I will pay you double. Triple. I don't know. Whatever you want. He laughs, soft. Sorry, sweetheart. I'm retired. You made sure of that. Remember strategic realignment? Walt, the company is going to die. You've got those smart kids, right? He says it like he's smiling. The ones who know Python. Let 'em code you a new mainframe. Click line goes dead. I just stare at my phone like it betrayed me personally. I dial Tom again and again and again. Fourth try. He picks up. What? One word. Ice cold. Tom, please. We are dead in the water. The data's gone. The kids threw out the tape drive. There's a beat, and then Tom laughs. It is the most terrifying sound I have ever heard. Not loud, not angry, just satisfied. I told you, he says. I told you exactly what would happen. Tom, name your price. Anything. 500,000. $1 million. I can get Mark to sign it, I swear. I don't want your money, Tom says, and his voice gets calmer, almost pleasant. I'm on my porch at my place on Lake Okeechobee, watching the sun come up. My blood pressure is down 20 points since I left that basement. Tom, there are families. 1,700 employees. They'll lose their jobs. Yeah, Tom says, soft as velvet. I know. You fired 3 of them 2 months ago. Did you care about their families then? Or did you just care about your slide deck? My throat tightens, and I hate myself because my eyes start watering anyway. Tom, please. I didn't know. You broke it, he says, like it's a final diagnosis. Don't call me again. Click. I sit there in my office staring at the wall. Sunlight starts leaking into the blinds. Morning birds outside like it's any other day. I feel tiny, like a kid who lit the living room on fire because she hated the carpet. I wipe my face with my sleeve and force myself back downstairs. The basement smells like cold metal and fear now. And when I step through the door, my stomach drops again. Because the CEO is there, not Mark, not some VP, the actual CEO, Mr. Caldwell. And he looks like a nightmare that learned to wear cologne. He's in a tux, like he just walked out of a gala or a donor dinner. Perfect hair, perfect posture, eyes that don't blink enough. He's standing in the middle of B2 like he owns oxygen. He looks at the dark racks, looks at the big iron sitting dead behind our pretty room dividers, looks at the cloud squad slumped on beanbags scrolling their phones like it's a bad group project. Then he looks at me. "Report," he says. One word. Mark speaks before I can even inhale. "Catastrophic, sir. Total data loss. Recoverability is 0. We cannot bill. We cannot ship. We are effectively insolvent." Then Mark turns and points straight at me like he's presenting evidence in court. Cause is her. She eliminated the legacy team. Replace them with this. He gestures at Tyler's chest. Tyler is wearing a shirt that says "Code Poisoned" in edgy font. She claimed the old system was obsolete. She claimed she verified redundancies. Mr. Caldwell turns toward me. His face is stone. No anger, just weight. "Did you verify the redundancy protocols before terminating senior staff?" My mouth opens. Nothing comes out clean. I thought the cloud." He cuts through me. "Did you verify?" My voice shrinks to nothing. "No." Mr. Caldwell doesn't raise his voice, which somehow makes it worse. "You prioritized ideology over functionality. You dismantled the engine of this company because you didn't like the way the mechanics looked." He turns to the head of security. "Escort her and the 3 children out." I try to speak. "But my things?" "Your things are company property," he says without looking at me. "You are terminated for cause. Gross negligence. Legal will contact you regarding damages." 2 guards grab my arms like I'm shoplifting. They march me out, past warehouse workers gathered near the stairwell, staring at me like I'm a car wreck they can't look away from, past reception, out a side door. Cold air hits my face. I'm standing in the parking lot shaking. I go to my car, hit the key fob, nothing, again, nothing, because it's a company lease, and the asset system is dead. So as far as the car is concerned, I don't exist. I just stand there pressing a useless button while my life collapses. I end up calling an Uber like a teenager who got grounded while I'm waiting. I look at my phone. LinkedIn is blowing up. Notifications stacked like spam. People congratulating me. So inspiring. Love this modernization initiative. You're leading the future. I laugh once. It comes out like a choke. Then I throw my phone into a muddy puddle by the curb. It splashes. Screen goes dark. I scream anyway. Full lungs, raw. Nobody even turns their head. The aftermath hits like a slow train. The company doesn't survive. Not really. 3 weeks of missed shipments. Clients screaming. Penalties piling up. Stock goes from around $90 a share to single digits, like watching a skyscraper fall in slow motion. We get bought out by a competitor for pennies, and the competitor comes in like a lawnmower, fires almost everyone. Whole departments erased, and then the lawsuits start coming for me, personally. Breach of fiduciary duty, gross negligence, damage claims with more zeros than I can process. Legal fees eat me alive. I end up declaring bankruptcy just to stop the bleeding. Lose my condo, lose the car, lose everything that made me feel successful. Move back in with my parents at 35, sleeping in my childhood room with old trophies on the shelf, like a joke. My mom keeps asking the same question, confused every time. "But you have a master's degree." "Yeah, Mom," I say. "A master's degree in arrogance." 6 months later, I finally get hired somewhere. Assistant shift lead at a hipster coffee shop downtown. $17 an hour plus tips. I wear an apron now. I make oat milk lattes for people who have actual careers. I smile until my cheeks hurt. One Tuesday morning, the door chimes, and I look up, and it's Tom. He looks different, tan, healthier, lighter, linen shirt instead of a stretched-out polo, like he discovered sunlight and decided to keep it. He walks up to the counter. Our eyes lock. He recognizes me immediately, doesn't say anything cruel, doesn't rub it in, just gives me this genuine, pitying smile. "Rough landing?" he asks. My eyes sting. I can't even hold his gaze. I I didn't know, I whisper. I know you didn't, Tom says. That's why we got paid the big bucks. To know. He orders a black coffee. No syrup, no foam, just coffee. He drops a folded bill into the tip jar. I glance down, $60. Keep the change, he says. Put it toward a coding class. Then he turns and walks out like a ghost passing through. I watch him through the window. He gets into a brand new Mercedes SUV, and Walt is in the passenger seat laughing at something. They drive off, and I just stand there with my hands smelling like espresso in defeat. I turn back to the machine, and right on cue it starts making a nasty hissing noise. Steam jets out the side like it's angry. My boss, 22-year-old dropout named Jaden with a neck tattoo, yells from the back, "Yo, fix the machine, we got a line." I stare at the coffee machine like it's a server rack, like it's the AS400 all over again, and I realize I have no idea what I'm doing. I grab a rag instead, start wiping the counter, like that solves anything. "I'm trying," I whisper under my breath, and it hits me, ugly and simple. The world runs on loud, ugly, ancient machines, kept alive by cranky old men in basements. And when you try to replace them with vibes and buzzwords, the whole planet just stops.